I'd love to hear from you. How can marketers leverage AI in this creative space?
First of all, it's that mindset of embracing AI and not being afraid of it, but really leaning into it. The first thing is having a mindset of trust and just embracing the fact that this is just like 5G or the internet. This is just another technology that we can utilize to get the job done. The second thing that I think is really important as marketers is I think it's important to start with a pilot. Start with pilots, start small, and then you can start to scale it out. And then the third thing I would say is, pick your focus areas and really get big wins there before you start to do everything. So don't take a peanut butter approach of I'm just going to try this across every single thing. Pick some concrete areas where you really feel like you can make a difference. Start to do the work there. And then as you start to get those, you're going to have the confidence and the conviction to start to do that on a bigger scale.
How are you staying grounded in what this technology is able to do for you today?
I think the narrative has been around content supply chain, efficiency, productivity, saving money. Marketers do not wake up and get excited about content supply chain. But marketers grow up to grow brands. And the generative AI narrative has to be around growth and creativity and the fact that I can reinvent the customer relationship. We're both B2B to C. If you look at the internet is amazing not because it makes me do things faster. It actually is amazing because I can do a whole lot more. That's the promise of generative AI. It's not that I'm doing it faster and cheaper. Yes, that's nice, but it's about all the new things that I can do.
There's so much focus on how we work as opposed to how consumers experience the work. Right?
Yeah.
If you make that distinction, but at the same time, a lot of the focus, when you speak to technology companies, is about how it changes how we work. I completely agree with you. I think we need much more focus on how does AI help us change the way consumers experience our brands. And there's way too little conversation about that.
100%.
There's a lot of discussion of the input and the possibility, but we're not building it from outcome and need state we're solving for first. We're building it from what's possible, and then maybe we should try this instead of what are we solving for. We also have to get to a real business reality, not just the dream of this is a technology that will change the world. There's been many of those. We need one that's going to change business.
So, Stan, we'll start with you. 1 year into this, how do you think we've kind of evolved the use of AI and how it's transforming marketing?
I think the creative process has completely changed. Everything on my team is starting with AI, and everything ends with AI.
Now I feel like it's rapid iteration. You can start multiple phases at once. You can learn as you go. You can learn from using AI and then evolve your brief, evolve your concept, evolve what you're doing. And that's a very different way to work.
I treat it as almost like a collaboration partner or a brainstorm mindset. I'm not looking for answers. I'm looking for inspiration, and I'm looking for iteration.
I once had a creative director who described the creative process as being a hunter and an alchemist. What you have with this tool is the hunter. You still have to be the alchemist. You have to be the one wielding the tool.
When you think about generative AI as a strategic lever for your business and as a CMO, what are the principles that you're building your team and using in order to use it as a strategic lever?
So there are really, I think, four things I focus on. One is curiosity. Having a healthy dose of curiosity is important. We need to be learn-it-alls, not know-it-alls. We need to constantly be curious and learning. So that's number one. I think number two is actually having a conviction. Like I said, it's important to pick a few areas we want to focus on and start to actually produce wins in those areas. And so that requires a certain level of conviction. You have to have a clear point of view. So you need to have been curious enough to have gotten enough information to have a clear point of view. Having that conviction is key. Once you got that conviction, you have to have the courage to actually go out and get the job done. You have to have the courage to roll it out. You have to have the courage to scale it. But then the last C is really around confidence. We need to make sure that our teams feel confident enough to be like, wow, what if we could do this? What if we could try this? What if we could go this path? What if we could explore this? Have the courage and the capacity to raise the question. That's really important too.